Hello, fictional. Welcome to the What If Essay. Today we are gonna see, what if Issei fell in love with a fallen angel? If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, so without further ado, let's get into the video. The sun was beginning its descent, casting a warm golden hue across the sprawling landscape of Kuo Academy, a place where angels and devils roamed in disguise. Among the students, Issei Hyoudou, a notorious pervert with a heart of gold, stood out, his crimson hair and bright eyes, turning the heads of many girls. Yet, beneath his lecherous exterior, there was a yearning for something more, something beyond the everyday antics. It was a day like any other, with Issei and his friends, Asia and Kiba, preparing for a routine skirmish with fallen angels. Ria's Gremory, Issei's beautiful devil master, had entrusted them with the task of suppressing any potential threats to the devil's power in the area. Issei had never questioned his loyalty to Ria's, but that day would bring a test unlike any other. The battle was intense, the clashing of swords and magic resonating through the air as angels and devils engaged in combat. Issei's boosted gear, a powerful sacred gear, pulsed with energy as he faced off against a group of fallen angels. As the battle raged on, Issei's heart pounded with adrenaline, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. It was amidst the chaos of combat that Issei saw her. A wounded fallen angel, her wings tattered and her armor cracked, lay on the ground, struggling to stand. Her long, silver hair was disheveled, and her azure eyes, filled with pain and determination, locked onto his. Despite being taught to view fallen angels as enemies, Issei couldn't ignore the raw vulnerability in her gaze. Without thinking, he rushed to her side, his boosted gear disappearing as he extended a hand to help her up. "Are you okay?" Issei asked, his concern genuine. The fallen angel hesitated for a moment, her eyes darting between Issei and the ongoing battle. She must have sensed that he was a devil, a member of the faction responsible for her fall from grace. Yet, there was something in Issei's eyes that intrigued her, something that made her take his hand. I'm not your enemy," she whispered, her voice fragile but sincere. "Please, help me." Issei's friends, Asia and Kiba, noticed his actions and approached cautiously. They exchanged worried glances but respected Issei's decision. As a trio, they helped the wounded fallen angel to her feet and guided her to a secluded area away from the battle's fury. As Issei and his friends tended to her injuries, the fallen angel introduced herself as Seraphina. Her story was one of heartbreak and redemption. She explained how she had fallen from grace and was now hunted by her former comrades among the fallen angels. Despite the danger she posed to them, Issei couldn't help but feel a profound connection to Seraphina. Her vulnerability and the story of her fall from grace tugged at his heartstrings. He couldn't fathom what had led to her banishment, but he knew that he had to protect her. With a determined look in his eyes, Issei made a promise. "Seraphina, you're not alone in this. We'll help you, no matter what it takes." Seraphina's gratitude was evident in her eyes, and she gave a fragile smile. "Thank you, Issei. I never expected a devil to show me kindness. It gives me hope." As the sun dipped below the horizon, the battle between angels and devils continued in the distance. Issei, Asia, Kiba, and Seraphina watched in silence, aware that their lives were forever changed. Issei had made a choice, one that would lead him down a path filled with uncertainty, challenges, and the most unexpected of loves. Little did he know that this chance encounter with a wounded fallen angel would set in motion a series of events that would test the boundaries of loyalty and love and would ultimately reshape the fate of devils and fallen angels alike. The die was cast, and the journey of Issei and Seraphina had only just begun. In the days that followed their fateful encounter with Seraphina, Issei couldn't shake the memories of the wounded fallen angel. Her vulnerability and the desperation in her eyes haunted him, leaving him in turmoil. He had made a promise to help her, to stand by her side, and he intended to keep that promise. Yet, as the sun rose over Kuo Academy, illuminating the room in which Issei sat deep in thought, he realized that his feelings for Seraphina went beyond a simple desire to help. There was a connection between them, one that he couldn't easily dismiss. It was a forbidden attraction, one that went against everything he had been taught as a devil. Issei knew that pursuing a romance with a fallen angel was fraught with danger. The enmity between their two factions ran deep, a divide forged through centuries of conflict. Devils and fallen angels were supposed to be enemies, and any relationship between them was considered taboo. Issei's loyalty to Ria's Gremory, his devil master, and his friends weighed heavily on his heart. Determined to confront his feelings and seek guidance, Issei decided to confide in Asia and Kiba, his two closest friends and comrades. They sat together in Issei's room, the air heavy with tension. Issei began, his voice shaky, "I need to talk to you about something important." Asia and Kiba exchanged glances, sensing the seriousness of the situation. They had known Issei for a long time, and they could tell that something was troubling him. "What's wrong, Issei?" Asia asked, her concern evident. Issei hesitated for a moment before finally admitting, "It's about Seraphina, the fallen angel we rescued." I can't stop thinking about her, and I think I've developed feelings for her." Silence hung in the room as Asia and Kiba absorbed his words. The complexity of the situation was not lost on them. They were loyal to Riaz and their fellow devils, but they also cared deeply for Issei. Kiba broke the silence first, his voice measured. "Issei, you know that pursuing a relationship with a fallen angel goes against everything we've been taught. It could put us all in grave danger." Asia nodded in agreement, her eyes filled with worry. "And it could jeopardize your position as Ria's pawn, not to mention our friendships." Issei nodded, fully aware of the risks. I know, but I can't help how I feel. Serafina is different and I can't turn my back on her." Kiba and Asia exchanged a knowing glance, torn between their loyalty to the devils and their concern for their friend's happiness. They had always admired Issei's determination and his willingness to stand up for what he believed in, but this situation was unlike any other. "We'll support you, Issei," Kiba said finally, "but we need to be cautious. We'll help Serafina, but we have to ensure that we don't jeopardize our safety or our mission." Issei's heart swelled with gratitude for his friend's understanding. "Thank you, guys. I promise I'll be careful. Serafina's redemption is important to me, but I won't let it come at the cost of our safety or our friendships." With their support, Issei felt a renewed sense of determination. He would continue to help Serafina on her path to redemption, even if it meant navigating the treacherous waters of forbidden love. Days turned into weeks, and Issei's relationship with Serafina deepened. They met in secret, their stolen moments filled with passion and longing. Issei's heart was pulled in two different directions, torn between his loyalty to the devils and his love for a fallen angel. Riaz Gremory began to notice the change in Issei's behavior. His frequent disappearances and the distant look in his eyes raised her suspicions. She confronted him in her room one evening, her crimson eyes searching his. "Issei, something's been bothering you," Riaz said, her voice gentle but firm. "You've been acting strangely, and I can tell that something's on your mind. What's going on?" Issei hesitated, knowing that the truth could have dire consequences for their relationship. He had to lie to protect his love for Serafina, a lie that weighed heavily on his conscience. "Riaz, it's nothing, really," he replied, forcing a smile. "I've just been stressed lately. It's nothing to worry about." Riaz studied him for a moment, her eyes still searching. Issei's heart ached as he met her gaze, knowing that he was hiding a secret that could shatter the trust between them. Little did he know that the path he had chosen, the forbidden love he harbored for a fallen angel, would lead them all into a world of challenges and heartache that they could never have imagined. Issei was treading on dangerous ground, and the consequences of his actions were about to become all too real. As the days passed, Issei's relationship with Serafina deepened. They met in secret, sharing their hopes, dreams, and fears. Issei couldn't deny the intense connection he felt with the fallen angel, a connection that went beyond their forbidden love. He felt a profound sense of empathy for her, as if he had known her in a past life. One evening, as they sat on a secluded hill overlooking the city, Serafina finally shared her story. The moon bathed them in its gentle glow, and Issei listened intently as she spoke. "I wasn't always a fallen angel," Serafina began, her voice soft and filled with a mixture of regret and determination. "I was once an angel, a member of the Grigori, a faction of angels who dabbled in forbidden knowledge. I believed that by seeking this knowledge, I could help my people and bring about a better world." Issei's curiosity was piqued. He knew of the Grigori and their fascination with forbidden knowledge, but he had never met one of its members. Serafina continued, her eyes filled with memories. "I thought that I was doing the right thing, but my actions led to my fall from grace. The fallen angels I now find myself among are my only family, the only ones who accepted me after my banishment. I long for redemption, Issei, to make amends for the mistakes I made as an angel." Issei's heart ached for Serafina. He couldn't fathom the depth of her pain and the complex journey that had led her to this point. The realization that she had been a member of a rival faction, the Grigori, added a layer of complexity to their already forbidden love. "I understand, Serafina," Issei said, his voice filled with compassion. "Your past doesn't define you. You're more than your faction, and you deserve a chance at redemption." Serafina's eyes met his, and a tear glistened in the moonlight. "Thank you, Issei. Your words give me hope. I don't know where this path will lead us, but I'm grateful for your support and understanding." As the weeks turned into months, Issei and Serafina's relationship continued to deepen. Their love for each other grew stronger, defying the boundaries of their respective factions. They were two souls bound by a shared desire for redemption, a love that transcended the enmity that had divided angels and devils for centuries. However, their secret connection became increasingly challenging to maintain. Issei's friends, Asia and Kiba, had noticed his absence and the emotional turmoil he was going through. They were torn between their loyalty to Riaz Gremory and their concern for their friend's happiness. One evening, Asia and Kiba confronted Issei in his room. Their expressions were a mixture of worry and determination. Issei, we've been worried about you, Asia said, her voice gentle but concerned. You've been distant and it's clear that something's going on. We're your friends and we want to help. Tiba added, we've noticed your secret meetings with Serafina. We can't ignore the risks and the potential consequences of your relationship. Issei sighed, realizing that he could no longer keep his relationship with Serafina hidden. It was time to confide in his friends, to share the truth of his love and the complexity of the situation. Taking a deep breath, Issei began to explain. You're right, guys. There's something I need to tell you. Serafina and I have grown close, and our feelings for each other are deepening. But there's more to her story that I haven't shared with you. Issei went on to reveal the truth about Serafina's past, her fall from grace as a Grigori angel, and her desire for redemption. He explained the depth of his feelings for her and the empathy he felt for her struggles. Asia and Kiba listened in silence, absorbing the weight of the revelation. They knew that their friend was in love with a fallen angel, a love that defied the boundaries of their world. The complexity of the situation weighed heavily on their hearts. After a long moment of silence, Asia finally spoke, her voice filled with understanding. Issei, we can't deny your feelings, and we can't turn our backs on you. We'll support you, but we also need to be cautious and think about the consequences. Tiba nodded in agreement. We'll help Serafina on her path to redemption, but we have to find a way to balance our loyalties to Ria's and our friendships with you. This won't be easy, but we'll face it together. Issei felt a profound sense of gratitude for his friend's understanding and support. He knew that the path he had chosen, the forbidden love he harbored for a fallen angel, would be filled with challenges and heartache. But he also knew that he was not alone in this journey. A secret connection between Issei and Serafina, born out of love and a shared desire for redemption, had the power to reshape their destinies and challenge the very fabric of their world. As the complexities of their love unfolded, they would need the unwavering support of their friends to navigate the treacherous path they had chosen. The love between Issei and Serafina continued to blossom, as passionate and intense as the fires that raged in their hearts. They found solace in their secret meetings, hidden away from the prying eyes of the world. The stolen moments they shared were filled with laughter, shared dreams, and the electric thrill of their forbidden love. Their love grew stronger with each passing day, defying the boundaries that society and their factions had imposed. Issei couldn't help but marvel at the incredible connection he had found with Serafina, a love that transcended the enmity that had divided devils and fallen angels for centuries. As they strolled through the moonlit park one evening, hand in hand, Serafina's silver hair gleaming in the moonlight, Issei couldn't help but speak his heart. Serafina, I never thought I'd find a love like this. It's as if our souls were meant to be together, regardless of our origins. Serafina smiled, her azure eyes filled with warmth. Issei, I feel the same way. Our love is a beacon of hope in a world filled with darkness. It's a reminder that love knows no boundaries. Their embrace was interrupted by the harsh reality that their love was still a secret, hidden from the world. The dangers of their relationship loomed over them, a constant reminder of the risks they were taking. As the days turned into weeks, Issei's friends, Asia and Kiba, continued to support him and Serafina. They became the couple's confidants and allies, helping to ensure that their love didn't put their safety or their friendships in jeopardy. Together, they worked on a plan to balance their loyalties to Ria's Grimoire and their desire to help Serafina find redemption. One evening, as they gathered in Issei's room, they discussed the challenges that lay ahead. Issei's heart ached as he thought about the hurdles they would have to overcome. Tiba spoke, his voice laced with determination. We need to find a way to continue helping Serafina without arousing suspicion. Ria's is becoming increasingly suspicious of your actions, Issei, and we can't afford to jeopardize our mission. Asia added, and we also need to make sure our friends and allies don't discover our secret. The consequences of our love being revealed could be dire. Issei nodded, acknowledging the importance of their concerns. You're right, guys. We need to be careful and strategic in how we help Serafina. Our love is a powerful force, but it's also a fragile one in the world we live in. Together, they devised a plan to assist Serafina in her journey toward redemption while maintaining the facade of their loyalty to the devils. It was a delicate balance, one that required meticulous planning and execution. Their plan involved gathering information about the fallen angel's activities, ensuring that Serafina's intentions to make amends were genuine. They also sought to create a diversion within their own faction to draw attention away from their secret dealings. The risks were high, but they knew it was the only way to help Serafina and protect their love. As they set their plan into motion, the challenges became apparent. The fallen angels they encountered during their missions were relentless, and the devils who remained loyal to their cause were always watching. Every step they took was a risk, a step closer to the truth about their secret connection. Their secret meetings continued in the shadows, their love growing stronger with each stolen moment. They found comfort in their shared dreams of a world where angels and devils could coexist in harmony, a world where love would conquer the boundaries that had divided them for so long. Yet, the world around them remained unaware of the love they had found. Issei and Serafina knew that the world, their factions, and even their closest friends, would not understand or accept their love. They were treading dangerous waters, testing the limits of their own convictions and the boundaries of their world. Despite the risks and the complexities of their love, Issei and Serafina were determined to stay together, to fight for a love that defied the world's expectations. Their love was a force that could change the fate of their factions, and they were willing to face any challenge that came their way. As they looked into each other's eyes under the moonlit sky, they knew that their love was a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of love to conquer even the most daunting of obstacles. The waters may have been treacherous, but they were willing to navigate them together, hand in hand, as they embarked on a journey of love and redemption. The delicate balance that Issei, Serafina, Asia, and Kiba had struck in their efforts to help the fallen angel and protect their forbidden love was threatened by an unexpected turn of events. Ria's Gremory, Issei's devil master and the heiress to the Gremory clan, had started to notice the change in Issei's behavior. Ria's had always been perceptive, with an acute awareness of the actions of her peerage members. She had watched Issei grow from a perverted but kind-hearted devil into a formidable fighter and a loyal servant. But lately, something had been amiss, and her concern had deepened. One evening, she summoned Issei to her private quarters, her crimson eyes piercing through the room. The tension in the air was palpable as Issei entered, his heart pounding with anxiety. Issei, Ria's began, her voice even but filled with curiosity, I've noticed that you've been disappearing frequently and that you've been acting strangely. I can't help but feel that something is going on and I deserve to know the truth. Issei's throat tightened as he met Ria's gaze. He knew that revealing the truth about his secret love for Serafina, a fallen angel, would have dire consequences. His heart ached at the thought of betraying Ria's, but he also couldn't bear to abandon the woman he loved. He cleared his throat, attempting to hide the turmoil within him, and replied, Ria's, I apologize for any concern I may have caused you. I've been dealing with some personal issues and I didn't want to burden you with them. Ria's expression softened slightly, but her crimson eyes continued to search his. Issei, you're my pawn, and you're also my friend. We share our burdens and concerns. If something is troubling you, I want to help. Issei's heart ached at Ria's words. He knew that he was lying to her, that he was betraying her trust. But he also knew that revealing the truth about his love for Serafina would put not only their relationship at risk, but also their very lives. The consequences of a devil loving a fallen angel were too dire to contemplate. I appreciate your concern, Ria's, Issei said, his voice tinged with gratitude. But I promise you, I'll work through my issues, and I won't let them interfere with my duties as your pawn. Ria's regarded him for a moment, her expression thoughtful. Issei's heart pounded in his chest, and he hoped that he had convinced her that his intentions were genuine. Finally, she nodded and said, very well, Issei. But remember, I'm here for you. If you ever need to talk or if anything changes, please don't hesitate to come to me. Issei breathed a sigh of relief as he left Ria's quarters. He had successfully concealed his secret, but the weight of his lie pressed heavily upon him. His love for Serafina was stronger than ever, and the thought of betraying her trust was equally agonizing. As Issei continued his secret meetings with Serafina and carried out their plan to help her on her path to redemption, he couldn't help but feel torn. The love he had for Serafina was a powerful force in his life, but so was his loyalty to Ria's and the Gremory clan. His friends, Asia and Kiba, noticed the strain that Issei was under, and they too felt the weight of their secret. They had to navigate the complex world of their factions and the delicate balance between their loyalties and their love for Serafina. One evening, as they gathered in Issei's room to discuss their progress, Asia spoke, her voice filled with concern. Issei, Ria's suspicions are growing. We can't keep lying to her forever. The consequences of our secret being revealed could be devastating. Kiba added, and we can't ignore the risks we're taking by helping Serafina. The fallen angels are becoming increasingly aggressive, and our faction's suspicions are growing as well. Issei nodded, his expression filled with a deep sense of conflict. He knew that they were treading on dangerous ground, and the choices they were making could lead to dire consequences. We have to be even more careful, Issei said, his voice resolute. We'll continue to help Serafina, but we need to find a way to protect our secrets and maintain our cover. Our love may be strong, but we can't underestimate the dangers that surround us. As they continued to navigate the complexities of their love and the risks they were taking, Issei and Serafina found solace in their stolen moments together. Their love was a force that defied the world's expectations, a love that was both a source of strength and a source of torment. The devil's dilemma weighed heavily on Issei's shoulders, and he knew that the path he had chosen was fraught with danger. His love for Serafina was a secret he would have to protect at all costs, even if it meant deceiving the woman who had been his mentor and friend. As the complexities of their love continued to unfold, Issei found himself facing the most challenging dilemma of his life, one that tested the very core of his convictions and the boundaries of his world. As the days passed, Issei and Serafina's love continued to grow, strengthening the bond between them. Their secret meetings had become a lifeline in a world where their love was forbidden. Yet, their relationship was fraught with complexity as they navigated the delicate balance between their loyalty to their factions and their desire to help Serafina find redemption. One evening, as they walked hand in hand through the moonlit park, Serafina turned to Issei with a determined look in her eyes. "Issei, there's something I need to tell you. It's about my past and the reasons for my fall from grace." Issei nodded, his heart open to whatever Serafina needed to share. "I'm here for you, Serafina. You can tell me anything." Serafina took a deep breath and began to unravel her story. She spoke of her time as a member of the Grigori, the angelic faction that delved into forbidden knowledge. She explained how she had believed that seeking this knowledge was a way to help her people and bring about a better world. "But my actions had unintended consequences," Serafina continued, her voice filled with regret. "I was cast out of the angelic realm, and my former comrades became my enemies. The fallen angels I find myself among now are the only family I have left." Issei listened attentively, his heart heavy with the weight of Serafina's past. Her story revealed a deeper layer of complexity to their love, as her actions as a Grigori angel had inadvertently led to her fall from grace. "I long for redemption, Issei," Serafina confessed, her eyes filled with a mixture of hope and determination. "I want to make amends for the mistakes I made as an angel, and I want to prove to the fallen angels that I can be redeemed." Issei's heart went out to Serafina, and he understood the depth of her desire for redemption. "Serafina, your past doesn't define you. We'll find a way to help you on your path to redemption, even if it means going against our devil comrades." Serafina's gratitude was evident in her eyes, and she gave a fragile smile. "Thank you, Issei. I never expected a devil to show me kindness and understanding. Your support gives me hope." Together, they made a promise to work toward Serafina's redemption, a journey that would be fraught with challenges and risks. The line between right and wrong was blurred as they embarked on their quest together, facing moral dilemmas and choices that would test the very core of their convictions. Issei knew that helping Serafina would put him at odds with his devil comrades, especially Ria's Gremory, but his love for the fallen angel was stronger than any loyalty he had ever known. He was willing to go to great lengths to help Serafina find redemption, even if it meant confronting the enmity between devils and fallen angels. As the days turned into weeks, their plan to assist Serafina on her path to redemption began to take shape. They gathered information about the fallen angel's activities and worked to ensure that her intentions were genuine. The risks were high, and the fallen angels they encountered during their missions were relentless, but they were willing to face any challenge. Issei's friends, Asia and Kiba, continued to support his efforts, their loyalty to him unwavering. They too faced the moral dilemmas that came with helping a fallen angel, but their understanding of Serafina's desire for redemption and their love for their friend propelled them forward. One evening, as they gathered in Issei's room to discuss their progress, Asia spoke, her voice filled with concern. "Issei, the fallen angels are becoming increasingly aggressive, and our faction's suspicions are growing as well. The risks are higher than ever." Kiba added, "We have to find a way to protect our secrets and maintain our cover. The consequences of our love and our efforts being revealed could be devastating." Issei nodded, acknowledging the gravity of their situation. He was aware of the treacherous path they were walking, and he understood that the consequences of their actions could have far-reaching effects. "We'll continue to help Serafina," Issei said, his voice resolute. "We'll do whatever it takes to ensure her redemption, even if it means facing the enmity of our factions. Our love and our convictions will guide us." Their commitment to Serafina's redemption was unwavering, and their shared journey had only just begun. The complexities of their love, their moral dilemmas, and the challenges they faced would test their convictions and the boundaries of their world. As Issei and Serafina continued to navigate the intricate web of their love and their mission, they found solace in each other's arms, holding on to the hope that their love and their efforts could change the fate of fallen angels and devils alike. Their love was a force that defied the expectations of the world, and it was a testament to the power of love to conquer even the most daunting of challenges. As Issei and Serafina's alliance continued to strengthen, they found themselves facing opposition from multiple fronts. The delicate balance they had maintained between their love and their loyalty to their respective factions was constantly tested. They knew they had to tread carefully to avoid detection while working towards their shared goal of Serafina's redemption. Their secret meetings continued, hidden from the prying eyes of their fellow devils. However, the risks were escalating, and it was becoming increasingly challenging to keep their alliance hidden. One evening, as they walked through the dimly lit streets of Kuo City, Serafina expressed her concerns. "Issei, I can feel the tension between our factions growing. The fallen angels are becoming more aggressive, and the devils are on high alert. Our alliance is fragile, and we need to be cautious." Issei nodded in agreement, his expression troubled. "You're right, Serafina. Our love and our alliance are powerful, but the world around us is unforgiving. We need to find a way to continue helping you without arousing suspicion. Their commitment to Seraphina's redemption was unwavering, and they understood that the path they had chosen was fraught with danger. Their secret meetings were their lifeline, the stolen moments of passion and love that fueled their determination. As they continued to gather information about the fallen angels' activities and work toward Seraphina's redemption, the challenges grew more intense. The fallen angels they encountered during their missions were relentless, and the devils who remained loyal to their cause were always watching. Issei's friends, Asia and Kiba, stood by his side, but they too faced the consequences of their involvement. The complexities of their love and the risks they were taking were becoming increasingly apparent. One evening, as they gathered in Issei's room to discuss their progress, Asia spoke, her voice filled with concern. Issei, we need to find a way to protect our secrets even further. The consequences of our love and our mission being revealed could be disastrous. Kiba added, the tension between the factions is growing, and the fallen angels are becoming bolder. We can't afford any slip-ups. Issei nodded, acknowledging the gravity of their situation. He knew that the path they were on was treacherous, but their commitment to Seraphina's redemption was unwavering. We'll continue to tread carefully, Issei said, his voice filled with determination. Our alliance is fragile, but we won't back down. Our love and our convictions will guide us. Their efforts to help Seraphina began to draw the attention of both the devils and the fallen angels. Rumors began to circulate, and the suspicion surrounding Issei's actions grew. Ria's Gremory, Issei's devil master and the heiress to the Gremory clan, became increasingly concerned about his frequent disappearances and strange behavior. One evening, Ria summoned Issei to her private quarters, her crimson eyes searching his. The tension in the air was palpable as he entered, his heart pounding with anxiety. Issei, Ria's began, her voice even but filled with curiosity, I can't ignore the rumors and the growing suspicion surrounding your actions. I need to know the truth. What are you hiding? Issei's throat tightened as he met Ria's gaze. He knew that revealing the truth about his love for Seraphina, a fallen angel, would have dire consequences. His heart ached at the thought of betraying Ria's, but he also couldn't bear to abandon the woman he loved. He cleared his throat, attempting to hide the turmoil within him, and replied, Ria's, I assure you, I'm not hiding anything from you. I've been working on a personal project, but I didn't want to burden you with the details. Ria's regarded him for a moment, her expression thoughtful. Issei's heart pounded in his chest, and he hoped that he had convinced her that his intentions were genuine. Finally, she nodded and said, very well, Issei. I trust you, and I hope that you'll confide in me if anything changes or if you need my help. Issei breathed a sigh of relief as he left Ria's quarters. He had successfully concealed his secret once again, but the weight of his lie pressed heavily upon him. His love for Seraphina was stronger than ever, and the thought of betraying her trust was equally agonizing. The tension between the factions continued to escalate, and their alliance faced growing challenges. The fallen angels were becoming bolder in their attempts to thwart Seraphina's redemption, and the devils were becoming more vigilant in their scrutiny of Issei's actions. Issei and his friends realized that they needed to find a way to further protect their secrets and their alliance. The consequences of their love and their mission being revealed could be devastating, not only for them, but for the world they lived in. As they continued their efforts to help Seraphina and navigate the complexities of their love, the line between right and wrong blurred even further. Their alliance was tested, and the risks they faced were escalating. But their commitment to Seraphina's redemption and the power of their love were unshakable, guiding them through the tumultuous waters they had chosen to navigate. The tension between the devils and the fallen angels continued to escalate, and Issei and his friends knew that their alliance to help Seraphina find redemption was at a critical juncture. The rumors and suspicions surrounding their actions grew, making it even more challenging to protect their secrets. To prove Seraphina's sincerity to the fallen angels, Issei and his friends devised a daring and dangerous plan. It would require them to confront formidable enemies, navigate treacherous situations, and put their lives on the line. Their commitment to Seraphina's redemption and the power of their love drove them forward, even in the face of peril. One evening, as they gathered in Issei's room to discuss their plan, Kiba spoke, his voice filled with resolve. We can't afford to wait any longer. The fallen angels are growing more aggressive, and we need to prove Seraphina's sincerity to them. Our plan will require us to confront one of their formidable leaders. Asia added, we have to be prepared for the risks and challenges ahead. The fallen angels won't take this lightly, and the consequences of our actions could be dire. Issei nodded, his expression resolute. We're doing this for Seraphina and her redemption. Our love and our convictions will guide us through the dangers we'll face. Their plan involved infiltrating a meeting of high-ranking fallen angels who were known to be skeptical of Seraphina's intentions. Issei, Asia, and Kiba would pose as a team of devils who had captured Seraphina, presenting her as a gift to prove their loyalty and sincerity. To ensure the success of their plan, they enlisted the help of a powerful devil contact, a skilled illusionist who could create a convincing illusion of Seraphina's capture. The illusion would be essential in convincing the fallen angels of their sincerity. As the night of the meeting approached, Issei, Asia, and Kiba made their final preparations. Their hearts were heavy with the weight of the risks they were taking, but their determination remained unwavering. The night of the meeting arrived, and they ventured deep into the heart of the fallen angel territory. The tension in the air was palpable, and the risks they were taking were all too real. Their plan required them to navigate treacherous situations and confront formidable enemies, putting their lives on the line. As they approached the meeting location, the fallen angel's stronghold, their hearts pounded with a mix of fear and resolve. The consequences of their actions could change the course of their lives and their world. The illusionist devil had created a convincing illusion of Seraphina's capture, making it appear as though she was bound and under their control. They knew that the success of their plan depended on the illusion's believability. Issei took a deep breath, his hands trembling with anxiety, as they entered the meeting. The fallen angels regarded them with suspicion, their gazes sharp and unyielding. One of the fallen angel leaders, a stern and formidable figure, stepped forward. "Explain yourselves," he demanded, his voice laced with authority. Issei swallowed hard and began to speak, his voice steady despite the fear that coursed through him. "We have captured Seraphina, a fallen angel who has been working with us. We offer her as a sign of our sincerity and commitment to your cause." The leader of the fallen angels regarded them for a long moment, his eyes piercing through the illusion. The tension in the room was almost unbearable as they awaited his judgment. Finally, he nodded, acknowledging their actions. "Very well. We shall examine her and determine the truth of your claims." As they watched the fallen angels take Seraphina away for examination, Issei, Asia, and Kiba couldn't help but feel a profound sense of relief. Their risky plan had succeeded, and they had taken a significant step toward proving Seraphina's sincerity and helping her on her path to redemption. Their alliance was put to the test, but their determination and the power of their love had seen them through. They had faced formidable enemies and navigated treacherous situations, putting their lives on the line for the sake of Seraphina's redemption. As they left the fallen angel's stronghold, their hearts filled with a mix of hope and anxiety. The consequences of their actions were unknown, and the line between right and wrong continued to blur. But their love and their convictions would guide them through the challenges and risks that lay ahead. The complex journey of their love and their mission was far from over, and the world around them remained unforgiving. Yet, they knew that they were willing to face any obstacle and confront any enemy for the sake of the fallen angel they loved and the redemption she sought. Their love was a force that defied the expectations of their world, and it was a testament to the power of love to conquer even the most daunting of challenges. As Issei and Seraphina's alliance continued to face the challenges of their mission, they encountered hardships that only served to strengthen their bond. The trials they faced tested the depths of their love and the power of their connection. In the days that followed their risky plan to prove Seraphina's sincerity to the fallen angels, Issei, Asia, and Kiba anxiously awaited the outcome. The consequences of their actions could change the course of their lives, and they couldn't help but feel a heavy burden of uncertainty. The fallen angels had taken Seraphina away for examination, and Issei found himself consumed with worry for her. He knew that the fallen angels' redemption was their ultimate goal, but the risks they were taking to achieve it were enormous. During this period of uncertainty, Issei and Seraphina's love served as a source of solace. They leaned on each other for support, their bond growing even stronger in the face of adversity. The stolen moments they shared in secret became moments of comfort and reassurance. One evening, as they sat together in a hidden corner of the park, Seraphina turned to Issei, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Issei, I don't know how to thank you for everything you've done for me. Your love and your determination have given me hope." Issei smiled, his heart filled with affection for the fallen angel. "Seraphina, I love you, and I'll do whatever it takes to help you find redemption. Our love can overcome any obstacle, and I believe in the power of our connection." Their love was a force that defied the expectations of the world, and it was a beacon of hope in a time of uncertainty. They shared their dreams of a world where angels and devils could coexist in harmony, a world where their love would conquer the boundaries that had divided them for so long. The weeks turned into months as they continued their mission to help Seraphina. The fallen angel's fate remained uncertain, but the bond between Issei and Seraphina deepened with each passing day. They faced formidable enemies and navigated treacherous situations, always keeping their love as their guiding light. The complexities of their love and the risks they were taking were a constant presence in their lives, but their determination remained unshaken. One evening, as they sat together in their secret hideaway, Issei looked into Seraphina's eyes and spoke from the depths of his heart. "Seraphina, our journey has been filled with hardships and risks, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Our love is a force that can conquer any obstacle." Seraphina nodded, her heart filled with love and gratitude. "Issei, I never expected to find a love like this, a love that defies the boundaries of our worlds. you've shown me the power of love, and I'm grateful for every moment we share." Their love was a testament to the strength of their connection and the depths of their commitment. They knew that the road ahead would be filled with challenges, but they were willing to face any obstacle to help Serafina find redemption. As they continued their mission and faced the uncertainties of their world, Issei and Serafina found solace in each other's arms. Their love was a source of comfort, a reminder that they were willing to face any obstacle and confront any enemy for the sake of the love they shared. Their connection deepened with each passing day, and they were determined to see their mission through to the end. The world around them remained unforgiving, but they knew that their love was a force that could conquer even the most daunting of challenges. The uncertainties and challenges that Issei and Serafina had faced in their mission to help the fallen angel had only served to strengthen their bond. Their love had grown deeper, and they had found solace in each other's arms. However, their journey had reached a critical turning point, one that would test the very foundations of their love. One fateful night, their plan to help Serafina went awry. As they infiltrated the fallen angel's stronghold to continue their mission, they found themselves facing formidable enemies and treacherous situations. Their attempt to prove Serafina's sincerity to the fallen angels had not gone unnoticed. The high-ranking fallen angels they had confronted in their previous meeting had grown suspicious, and they had set a trap for Issei, Asia, Kiba, and Serafina. As they ventured deeper into the fallen angel territory, their steps cautious and their hearts heavy with anxiety, they knew that they were walking into a dangerous situation. The fallen angel's stronghold was a formidable place, and the consequences of their actions could be dire. Their alliance had been tested in the past, but this challenge was unlike any they had faced before. The fallen angels were determined to protect their secrets and to maintain their mistrust of Serafina. Issei and his friends knew that the risks they were taking were enormous. As they reached their destination, a dimly lit chamber within the stronghold, they were met with the stern and formidable leader of the fallen angels. His eyes bore into them, filled with suspicion and authority. Issei Hyoudou, the leader spoke, his voice laced with authority, "You have come here under the pretense of proving Serafina's sincerity. But we have seen through your deception." Issei's heart raced as he tried to think of a way to salvage the situation. He couldn't bear the thought of the consequences their actions might bring, not only for himself and his friends, but for Serafina as well. "Please," Issei pleaded, his voice filled with desperation, "we are here to help Serafina find redemption. Our intentions are sincere." The fallen angel leader regarded them for a long moment, his gaze unyielding. Issei, Asia, Kiba, and Serafina were acutely aware of the danger they were in, and the tension in the room was almost suffocating. Finally, the leader spoke, his voice filled with authority. "We will determine the truth of your claims. But first, you must face a trial to prove your sincerity." The trial set before them was a perilous challenge, one that would test their strength, resolve, and the depths of their commitment. Issei, Asia, Kiba, and Serafina had to navigate a labyrinth filled with powerful fallen angels who would stop at nothing to thwart their progress. As they ventured into the labyrinth, their lives were on the line, and the risks they were taking were enormous. The fallen angels who guarded the labyrinth were formidable adversaries, and the challenge was unlike anything they had ever faced. Issei, Asia, Kiba, and Serafina fought side by side, their determination and love serving as their guiding light. The trials they faced were perilous, and their lives hung in the balance. The complexities of their love and the sacrifices they were making were a constant presence in their minds. As they navigated the treacherous labyrinth, the doubts and questions weighed heavily on their hearts. They questioned whether their love was worth the sacrifices they were making, whether their alliance could withstand the tests they were facing. Issei looked into Serafina's eyes as they fought against a group of formidable fallen angels, their love and determination unwavering. "Serafina, our love is being tested like never before. But I want you to know that I'm willing to face any challenge for the sake of our love." Serafina nodded, her eyes filled with love and determination. "Issei, I love you, and I'm willing to face any obstacle with you. Our love is a force that can conquer even the most daunting of challenges." Their love served as a source of strength in the face of adversity, and they continued to fight for their lives and for their mission. The world around them remained unforgiving, and the line between right and wrong continued to blur. As they reached the heart of the labyrinth, they were met with the stern and formidable leader of the fallen angels once more. He regarded them, his eyes piercing through their very souls. "You have faced the trials," the leader spoke, his voice filled with authority. "But your actions have consequences, and they will not be without cost." The leader's words hung heavily in the air, and Issei and his friends were acutely aware of the uncertainty that lay ahead. The sacrifices they were making, the risks they were taking, and the challenges they were facing were all a testament to the power of their love and the depths of their commitment. As they left the fallen angel stronghold, their hearts were heavy with the weight of their choices. The consequences of their actions were unknown, and the world around them remained unforgiving. Yet, they knew that their love was a force that could conquer even the most daunting of challenges. The complexities of their love and the sacrifices they were making had only served to strengthen their bond. Issei and Serafina had faced a love tested in the crucible of adversity, and they were willing to face any obstacle for the sake of the love they shared. Their journey was far from over, and they were determined to see it through, no matter what challenges lay ahead. Issei and Serafina had faced their darkest hour, their love and determination tested in the crucible of adversity. The challenges they had encountered had pushed them to their limits, and they questioned whether their love could withstand the sacrifices they were making. However, their journey was far from over, and their love would prove to be a powerful force, capable of surprising everyone, including themselves. As Issei, Asia, Kiba, and Serafina left the fallen angel's stronghold, the weight of their actions and the uncertainty of their future hung heavily in the air. The consequences of their risky plan had yet to be revealed, and the world around them remained unforgiving. Their love, however, served as a source of strength and determination. They leaned on each other for support, knowing that their bond was unbreakable. The complexities of their love and the sacrifices they were making were a constant presence in their minds, but they were willing to face any obstacle for the sake of the love they shared. Days turned into weeks as they waited for news of Serafina's fate. The fallen angels had taken her away for examination, and the uncertainty of the outcome was almost unbearable. One evening, a high-ranking fallen angel appeared at Issei's doorstep, his expression thoughtful. "Issei Hyoudou, you and your friends have shown great determination and love for Serafina. The trials you faced were not without reason, and the fallen angels have accepted a redemption." Issei's heart swelled with relief and gratitude. The news was beyond their expectations, and the weight of the uncertainty that had plagued them lifted. The fallen angel continued, "Serafina is free to return to our ranks and seek her path to redemption. Your love and your determination have proven her sincerity, and she is grateful for all that you've done." As they welcomed Serafina back into the fallen angel ranks, her bond with Issei grew stronger. Their love had been tested in the crucible of adversity, and it had emerged stronger and more resilient than ever before. The complexities of their love and the sacrifices they had made were a testament to the power of their connection. Issei and Serafina shared their dreams of a world where angels and devils could coexist in harmony, a world where their love could conquer the boundaries that had divided them for so long. Issei looked into Serafina's eyes, his heart filled with love and gratitude. "Serafina, our love has proven to be a powerful force, capable of overcoming any obstacle. I'm grateful for every moment we share, and I'm excited for the future we'll create together." Serafina nodded, her eyes filled with love and determination. "Issei, I love you, and I'm grateful for your unwavering support. Our love is a force that can change the world." Their love served as a source of hope, not only for themselves, but for the fallen angels and the devils as well. Issei and Serafina's love defied the expectations of their world, and it was a testament to the power of love to conquer even the most daunting of challenges. As they continued their journey, the fallen angels and the devils began to take notice of the bond between Issei and Serafina. The fallen angel's path to redemption was met with curiosity and skepticism from some, but others saw the potential for change and cooperation between their factions. Issei and Serafina's love story became a symbol of hope and reconciliation, a testament to the power of love to bridge the gaps between their worlds. They knew that their journey was far from over, and that they would continue to face challenges and obstacles in the future. However, their love was a source of strength and determination, a force that could change the course of their world. The complexities of their love and the sacrifices they had made had only served to strengthen their bond. Issei and Serafina had faced their darkest hour and emerged from it with a love that was unbreakable. Their journey was a testament to the power of love to conquer even the most daunting of challenges, and they were determined to see it through, no matter what lay ahead. The bond between Issei and Serafina had grown stronger through their trials and challenges, and they had proven that their love could overcome even the most formidable obstacles. However, the world around them remained unforgiving, and their secret alliance was not destined to remain hidden forever. Ria's Gremory, Issei's devil master and the heiress to the Gremory clan, had long been suspicious of Issei's frequent disappearances and strange behavior. As the leader of the devils, she held a position of authority and responsibility, and her loyalty to their faction was unwavering. One evening, as Issei and Serafina enjoyed a moment of quiet in their secret hideaway, their world was about to be shattered. A group of devils, including Ria's, appeared before them, their expressions a mixture of anger and concern. Ria stepped forward, her crimson eyes fixed on Issei, her voice firm and unyielding. "Issei, we have discovered the truth of your alliance with a fallen angel. This goes against everything we stand for, and it puts the entire devil faction at risk." Issei's heart raced as he met Ria's gaze, a wave of guilt washing over him. He had known that this confrontation was inevitable, but the pain of betraying Ria's, the woman he considered his master and friend, was almost unbearable. "Ria's," Issei began, his voice filled with regret, "I love Serafina, and I believe in her redemption. We have been working to help her find her path back to grace." Ria's expression remained stern, her voice unyielding. "Issei, your actions have put the devils in jeopardy. Our faction's loyalty and trust have been compromised, and the consequences could be dire. The other devils present watched the confrontation with a mixture of emotions, their loyalties torn between their friendship for Issei and their duty to their faction. Seraphina stepped forward, her eyes filled with determination. Riaz, I know that our love and our actions may be difficult to understand. But Issei's love has shown me the power of redemption, and I want to make amends for my past. The tension in the air was palpable as the confrontation continued. Issei had to make a choice, one that would define his loyalty and the course of his future. His love for Seraphina and his belief in her redemption were unwavering, but the consequences of his actions weighed heavily on his conscience. Riaz regarded Issei for a long moment, her crimson eyes searching his. Issei, you must make a choice. Your loyalty to the devils or your love for the fallen angel. Issei's heart ached as he considered the impossible decision before him. He had never expected to be in a position where he had to choose between his love and his loyalty to the devils. Finally, he spoke, his voice filled with determination. Riaz, I love Seraphina, and I believe in her redemption. I cannot abandon her, no matter the consequences. Riaz's expression softened, a mixture of understanding and sadness in her eyes. Issei, I understand your choice, but there will be consequences. The devils cannot support your actions, and you will face the enmity of our faction. As Issei and Seraphina left the confrontation, their hearts heavy with the weight of their choices, they knew that their love had come at a great cost. The complexities of their love and the sacrifices they had made were a testament to the power of their connection, but the world around them remained unforgiving. Their journey was far from over, and they would face challenges and obstacles in the future. Issei had chosen to follow his heart and his belief in redemption, even if it meant going against his devil comrades. Their love was a force that could change the course of their world, and they were determined to see it through, no matter what lay ahead. The complexities of their love had brought them to a moment of reckoning, and they were willing to face any obstacle for the sake of the love they shared. Their journey was far from over, and the power of their love would continue to shape the world around them, even in the face of opposition. Issei's decision to choose Seraphina over his loyalty to the devils had profound consequences. The confrontation with Riaz and the other devils had forced him to make a choice, and he had chosen love over duty. This choice would come at a great cost, one that would sever his ties with the devils and his friends. As Issei left the Gremory household, his heart heavy with the weight of his decision, he knew that his life would never be the same. His friends, Asia and Kiba, had stood by his side through countless battles and challenges, but the complexities of his love for Seraphina had driven a wedge between them. Issei and Seraphina embarked on a new chapter of their lives together, far from the world of the devils and the fallen angels. Their love was a force that had defied the expectations of their worlds, and it had brought them together despite the enmity that had divided them for so long. As they settled into a new life, their love remained as strong as ever. The challenges they had faced and the sacrifices they had made had only served to strengthen their bond. Their love was a testament to the power of connection and the capacity to overcome even the most daunting of challenges. However, the cost of Issei's decision was not lost on him. He had severed his ties with the devils, leaving behind a life and friends who had been an integral part of his journey. The consequences of his actions were not limited to his own life, they would also affect those who had once stood by his side. Riaz and the other devils had been deeply disappointed by Issei's choice, and their loyalty to their faction remained unshaken. Issei's decision had left a rift that would be difficult to mend, and the complexities of his love had tested the bonds of their friendship. Issei knew that his choice had come at a great cost, but he also believed in the power of love to shape his future. His love for Seraphina was unwavering, and he was determined to face the challenges and uncertainties that lay ahead. The world of the devils and the fallen angels continued to exist, divided by ancient enmities and conflicts. Issei and Seraphina had chosen to forge their own path, a path that defied the boundaries of their worlds and the expectations of their factions. Their love was a force that could change the course of their lives, and they were willing to face any obstacle for the sake of the love they shared. The complexities of their love had brought them to a moment of reckoning, and they were determined to see it through, no matter what lay ahead. As Issei and Seraphina embarked on their new journey, the world around them remained unforgiving, and the consequences of their actions were uncertain. However, their love was a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of love to overcome the boundaries that had divided them for so long. Their journey was a testament to the power of love to conquer even the most daunting of challenges, and they were determined to face the future together, no matter what obstacles lay in their path. Issei and Seraphina's love story continued to unfold, marked by the challenges they had faced and the choices they had made. They had chosen love over loyalty, a decision that had severed Issei's ties with the devils and his friends. However, their journey was far from over, and their love remained unwavering. As Issei and Seraphina settled into their new life together, they were driven by a shared vision. They believed that their love could be the bridge that mended the rivalry between devils and fallen angels, two factions that had been divided by enmity for centuries. Their journey was marked by a profound sense of purpose, a commitment to bringing peace and understanding to the world they had left behind. They knew that the complexities of their love could challenge the status quo and defy the expectations of their worlds. Issei and Seraphina reached out to devils and fallen angels who were open to the idea of reconciliation. Their shared dream was to create a world where angels and devils could coexist in harmony, a world where their love would be a testament to the power of connection. They encountered resistance from both devils and fallen angels who were skeptical of their vision. The enmity between the factions ran deep, and many were unwilling to consider the possibility of peace. Issei and Seraphina faced numerous challenges and obstacles as they sought to bridge the gap between their worlds. They knew that their love was a force that could change the course of their lives, and they were determined to see it through, no matter the difficulties they encountered. Their journey was marked by moments of doubt and frustration, but their love remained unshaken. Issei's unwavering support for Seraphina and her quest for redemption had become a symbol of their commitment to a new beginning. One evening, as they gathered with a small group of devils and fallen angels who shared their vision, Issei spoke with conviction. "We have the power to change our world, to create a new beginning where angels and devils can coexist in peace. Our love is the bridge that can mend the rivalry between our factions." Seraphina nodded, her eyes filled with determination. "Issei is proof that redemption is possible, that love can transcend the boundaries of our worlds. We must be the catalyst for change." Their vision was met with a mixture of hope and skepticism from those who had joined their cause. The complexities of their love and the challenges they faced were a constant presence in their journey, but they were willing to face any obstacle for the sake of the love they shared. As Issei and Seraphina continued to work toward their shared dream, they encountered unexpected allies from both the devil and fallen angel factions. Some saw the potential for change and reconciliation, while others were inspired by the power of love to defy the enmity that had divided them for so long. The world around them remained unforgiving, but their love was a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of love to conquer even the most daunting of challenges. Issei and Seraphina's love story had become a symbol of the possibilities for a new beginning, a world where angels and devils could coexist in harmony. As their journey continued, they faced the complexities of their love and the sacrifices they had made with unwavering determination. The challenges they encountered only served to strengthen their bond and reinforce their belief in the power of their connection. Issei and Seraphina's love story was far from over, and they knew that they would continue to face obstacles and opposition in the future. However, their love was a force that could change the course of their world, and they were determined to see it through, no matter what lay ahead. Their journey was marked by a profound sense of purpose, a commitment to bringing peace between devils and fallen angels. Issei and Seraphina's love was a testament to the power of love to transcend the boundaries that had divided their worlds for centuries. And they were willing to face any challenge, confront any obstacle, and inspire change, for the sake of the love they shared and the new beginning they envisioned. Issei and Seraphina's love story had captured the hearts and minds of supernatural beings across their world. Their union served as a powerful example of how love could transcend boundaries and bring about change, even in the face of the most complex and enduring rivalries. Heavenly Desires had become a symbol of hope, a story that resonated with devils, fallen angels, and other supernatural beings alike. Issei and Seraphina's journey had shown that love was a force capable of conquering even the deepest of rivalries, a force that could bridge the gap between worlds. As the couple continued their mission to bring peace and understanding between devils and fallen angels, their story inspired others to reevaluate their own beliefs and prejudices. The complexities of their love and the challenges they faced had become a testament to the power of connection and the capacity to overcome even the most daunting of obstacles. Issei and Seraphina's message was simple yet profound. Love knew no bounds and could conquer all. Their love story had given hope to all who were willing to listen, to all who believed in the power of love to transform not only individuals, but entire worlds. Heavenly Desires concluded with a message of love, redemption, and the belief that love could overcome even the deepest rivalries. Issei and Seraphina had chosen to follow their hearts, and in doing so, they had become beacons of hope for a world divided by enmity. Their love had shown that redemption was possible, that love could bridge the gap between worlds, and that individuals could choose to stand up for their beliefs, even in the face of opposition. As Issei and Seraphina looked to the future, they were filled with hope and determination. Their journey was far from over, and they were committed to their mission of reconciliation and understanding. The complexities of their love had become a testament to the power of connection, and they were willing to face any obstacle, confront any challenge, and inspire change for the sake of the love they shared. Issei and Seraphina's love had the power to shape the world, and they were ready to see it through. Heavenly Desires concluded with a message of love that resonated far and wide, a message that transcended boundaries and touched the hearts of all who believed in the power of love to conquer all. Issei and Serafina's love story was an enduring testament to the possibility of redemption and the capacity of love to change the course of their world. End of the here. So that's it for today's video guys. Before you go, just like the video and share it with your friends. Bye.